What's good? Rikin here, and today I want to talk about how I got an internship at Kammok as a freshman. And the point of this is not to give you specific tips on how to apply to any company, but rather just kind of document the story because it shows that there is no one straightforward path to getting an internship. Flashback to the second semester of my freshman year. I'd actually dropped out of school because A, I wasn't sure if it was worth it, B, I was paying out-of-state tuition for that semester, and C, I just wanted to try a bunch of other things. So I was in Austin and trying a bunch of things. I was taking a few classes online, but for the most part, wasn't really going to class. And in the meantime, I tried to start a business. I was doing stand-up comedy at night and just trying around the different things. And that gave me a lot of time to meet different people, network, go to these case competitions. And the case competition is the key. At UT, there's a lot of different case competitions you can go to where you're given a problem and then you pitch that to a group of judges, and the team with the best solution tends to win some amount of money. And I think it's a great way of sharpening your skills. So I was going around to these things, and I did one. Our team actually bombed horrendously. Even though it was an entrepreneurial case competition, we didn't do so well. We were a team of freshmen. It was all first years, had never done a case competition before, and we just completely screwed the pooch on that one. But it was a cool experience, and it turns out that I had a friend who was helping moderate the event, and she was talking to the judges afterward and pointed out that I was a kid that had actually dropped out of school for entrepreneurial reasons. And I don't really think of it, but flash forward a few weeks, I was getting dinner at one of my favorite restaurants in Austin, Patrizi's, and I ran into one of the judges from this case competition. I started talking to her, and caught her for a few minutes, and then she said, hey, if you ever need any advice, if you ever want someone to talk to, feel free to reach out to me. And she gave me her email address and her business card. So I was super excited about that. And as she did that, I saw it was her first name at Kammok.com. And I said, well, you work at Kammok. And being an outdoorsman, I love being outdoorsy. I'd heard of the brand a little bit, and coincidentally, just talking to a random senior throughout the school, I met someone earlier that day, complete coincidence, that happened to work for Kammok. And she was an intern there as well. And she had told me all about Kammok. And again, being an outdoorsy person, I love the whole idea of it. And I learned a lot about the company just that day. So going back to dinner, I was at dinner, I run into the CEO of the company, and she was surprised that I'd heard of the company. And we talked about that for a few more minutes, and we went on our ways, continuing with our dinner. And a few days later, I emailed her and said, look, it was great meeting you. I'm a freshman. I don't know if you would be willing to kind of entertain the idea of helping me get an internship, or if there's something I can do for your company, I would love to be part of the team. And in sending that email, I misspelled the name of the company. So it's spelled Kammok, and I actually spelled it Kammock, because I spelled it like hammock with a K. And I sent it. An hour later, I realized I completely misspelled the name of the company. And I was like, oh crap, here's my one shot at getting an internship in the city I want to be in the industry that I want to be in. And as soon as I realized it, I sent an email and said, look, I'm really sorry. I screwed up, and I know this is not the greatest start, but people make mistakes, and I'm sorry about that. And within 30 seconds, I got a response back and said, great, we would love to actually meet with you. Send me a copy of your resume and answer a few questions. We would love to meet with you and interview you. So I was really excited that I hadn't completely blown my shot, but I knew that it was going to be an uphill battle moving forwards. So again, flash forward, I send in all that information, answer the questions. They're pretty simple questions, things like, what's the greatest adventure you've been on? Or why do you want to be a Kammok? Or what do you want to focus on? Things like that. Nothing that was tremendously challenging. But then we get to the interview. Now, I show up to the interview, and keep in mind, this is a team that has maybe 7 or 8 employees. I had 3 people on the team interview me that day, which was interesting. And the questions they asked ranged all across from businessy questions about what I knew how to do and why I was qualified for the position. But a lot of them were just, what's the greatest adventure you've been on? Or what's your creative outlet? So talking to people about that kind of stuff and showing that I had a personality and was a good fit for the team. And I think especially with the small business, what I learned, how important it is to make sure that you fit in with the team well. And you'll see that at a big corporation, they might just do 1, maybe 2 interviews. But at a startup, it's not uncommon to have multiple interviews with multiple people, or even a group interview. Again, I did the interview, went home, didn't hear from them about 2 weeks. And after a week, I sent them an email. And after the second week, I kind of asked my friend who had worked there. And I said, hey, do you know what's going on? And a few days later, I actually heard back, got an offer to join the team, and that was that. And I talk about this because not every single thing has to be through your on-campus recruiting. Not everything has to be applied through online. A lot of internships you'll find just by going to events, by talking to people, and having conversations. So if you're struggling to find that internship, go out there and start talking to people. If you're just resume dropping into 100 places and you're not hearing back from anyone, maybe step back and say, what can I be doing differently? Instead of looking at a numbers game, think about what can you do that sets you apart? What are the unique experiences you can have? And I think in hindsight, if I think back to it, there's definitely a certain amount of luck to it. But the two things that got me in was, the fact that I was willing to go out there, talk to people, get my feet dirty. And secondly, that I had done a bunch of interesting things. I think what set me apart in that interview was not that I had a ton of business experience, because I really didn't. I was a freshman. But because I'd spent a semester trying to start a business, because I'd spent that semester trying to stand up comedy, and people loved that. And that was kind of what set me apart from a lot of other people, and I think what got me a little tie into the company. So there you have it. I really hope that video helps. If you're a freshman feeling lost trying to find an internship, please go ahead and reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.